Cathy K. I am a 6th grade math and science teacher at Lorry. I've been in the district for 15 years. I also am the leadership advisor and yearbook advisor. I worked in the wood products industry for a Weyerhaeuser company for 20 years, and it was back when the spotted owl came around, and so a lot of the lumber mills were going out of business. And with that, I became a displaced timber worker, which means that I had 2 years of my education paid for, and that's all I had left to become a teacher.
The basic physical and functional unit of hereditary.
When I walked into that classroom for the first time, it was like, this is what I've always wanted to do.
Now I'm talking about genetic variations.
6th graders coming to middle school, they are a little nervous and they're eager to learn and they're respectful. I can relate to them because, I don't know, I'm a kid at heart, I guess is what I would say, and they get my humor, and I've just always connected with them.
So I actually knew Mrs. K about 20 years ago when she was first student teaching, and I had her in my health class. And I was a student. Her husband was the athletic director at the high school I was at, and so I still saw her throughout. And then fast forward, I get a teaching job up here at Lorry, and what do you know, the K's are here. And so the first time I saw her, it was kind of funny because she said the first thing she remembered was my voice, which I'm convinced my voice is not the same as it was as an 8th grader, but she thinks she remembers it, and that's good. So we were able to kind of talk, and it was really cool for me to be able to talk with someone who I'd had as a teacher, now as a peer teacher. So it's kind of cool. She's definitely likes to have a lot of fun with her classes, very hands-on approach. She always was trying to find those new and different ways to make sure that every kid could connect to what she was talking about.
Cathy's feisty. Like,
yeah.
I'll go out in the hallway and I'll see a stop, and I'll see, like, recently a couple kids on the wall, and the runners, and they're just petrified, and I'm like, yeah. And in the classroom, I like it because she's a relationships lady, but then she gets fed up and will tell you, you're so much better than that. And she really means it, and you can tell it comes from the heart, where she's frustrated because she knows kids can do better.
She has an amazing relationship with her kids, her students. She probably calls them her kids too. One thing that my own children remember most about her is just how she always seemed happy with them and smiley, even on her bad days, is what my Maddie said. And she's just fun to be around. And she puts a lot of hours into kids. And not, that's not always visible to everybody, and she's a lot of behind the scenes, a lot of planning, a lot of just time and devotion into leadership activities. Mm-hmm. She was a coach for many years, as well as teaching. I mean, she wore a lot of hats.
She did, yeah.
Yeah.
There are a lot of memories, and I was really working at coming up with just one. But I would have to say the one that really sticks with me the most is I received a Jenny Award, and a Jenny Award is given to you from a senior graduating, and they give this award to a teacher that meant something in their life. And to hear what he had to say, and I was shocked, first of all, that he was coming to give it to me. I assumed it was one of the others that were there, and I was just totally caught off guard. But that meant more to me than anything else that I could have received.
Hey, Mrs. K, how's it going? It's Connor. Just wanted to congratulate you on your retirement. I heard that's happening for you. I'm super happy. As for me, I'm chugging right along in college, going to Portland State University, pursuing a computer science degree. And thank you so much, just for you being you. I'm glad that we were able to I was able to have a year under your teaching in 6th grade, as short as it was, but I think you made a good, very, very positive impact, not just for me, but I know you made a lot of impacts on other kids too. I know I'm here, definitely here, partly because of teachers like you that continue to put positive pushes on people. Without teachers like you, a lot of kids probably wouldn't be in my position. But so you guys are definitely vital to why kids get here. Just want you to know that. I hope you remember that. Everything you've done is, great. You did an awesome job.
Cathy, you are going to be missed greatly, and the hole will not be filled. Just know that we wish you the best, and we know that great things are planned for your new adventure, and it is not goodbye. It is just see you soon.
Cathy, we're jealous. I know for a fact Crystal and I are very jealous. We've kind of been living through the fact of your retirement.
Yeah.
Someday that will be us, and you better enjoy it. You are talented, and I know that there is no way that you're going to sit at home and do nothing. So besides subbing for us, I hope that you enjoy the things that you get to do, and I will see you because you are my parents' neighbor for maybe a couple more months.
Mrs. K, I definitely am happy to see that you're going to be able to retire and be able to pursue some of the things that you've talked about wanting to do, be able to relax. Well, I mean, we all know what relaxing looks like, but that I definitely will miss not seeing you around school and around the classroom, and I definitely think that you've done a lot of amazing things here at Armand. Going back to your time in Medford, you definitely did a lot of good for a lot of people there. That it's not without good reason that I remember you from when I had you, and that's almost 20 years ago, which seems impossible if you're only 29, that you were teaching at 9 years old.
If I could give advice to a new teacher, I would just say, I'm always at the door greeting my students in the morning, saying hi, welcoming them. Just try to give your best every day, all the time, because you just never know. That student that's in the back of your room that hardly ever talks just might be the one that comes back and gives you an award when they're graduating. I've received a few thank yous recently from former students, and the things that they tell me is I had no idea that they felt that way. It was a thank you. I really enjoyed your class because you just made me smile, you made me laugh, you made me feel comfortable, and your class was one of the few classes that I looked forward to coming to every day. And that just meant more to me than anybody could know.
My name's Cathy Michael, and we have lived in Hermiston, I don't know, probably 40 years or so. My children grew up here and attended Highland Hills, and I have been here as a secretary in some capacity for 31 years. Out where our front parking lot is, that's where I started, in a pink trailer with no doors on it, and the sand blew right through it.
What does your typical day consist of?
The telephone. Good morning, Highland Hills. This is Cathy. Good morning, Highland Hills. This is Cathy. Bye. Our kids come back in at 12. It starts with the telephone and it ends with the telephone.
Hi, thank you.
Fine. And, in between, kids come in with owies and injuries, and the parents come in too, but there's a lot more children. The kids make me laugh every single day.
What's going on? Did you just get here?
They've always got something to say or something to do, or they're just trying to get into the office for some reason, and they're so giving. I always have flowers or even a rock off the playground, or you know, that's just the way kids are. They call me Cathy or Miss Cathy, and when I see them anywhere in town, you know, hi Miss Cathy, and, you know, my husband always says, you can't go anywhere without knowing somebody. So last year when the graduates walked through, usually it's girls, you know, the boys don't step out much, but all the boys came in last year to see me, and that was so awesome. It was just so awesome.
People will show up that have gone to school at Highland Hills as adults, come back just to say hi, and that is one of the coolest things. Twice now I've seen people come back as an adult to bring their kids back just to say hi to Miss Cathy. There's nothing that at a school that Cathy hasn't seen, and so it's really nice for our families. They won't even talk to me sometimes. Like if they have a problem, they'll bypass everybody else and just go straight to Cathy. And even if we try to intervene, what can we help you with? I'm going to talk with Miss Cathy. Basically, the best way to describe her as that lead secretary is a first responder for Highland Hills. I have never, in my 3 years at Highland Hills, seen Cathy Michael ever become flustered, lose her cool. She handles every situation calm and collect. Kids with broken arms where the bone has been exposed, vomit, you know, dirty pants, everything, you name it, it happens, and Cathy just kind of bebops along and just gets it taken care of, and away we go. And then everybody else has to like step away and go, okay, how did that go? And Cathy's back at her desk already working and just hasn't missed a beat.
So as the school counselor, I rely on her basically every day. One of the best things I think that she brings to our school, and at least to my job, is that she just knows our families and she has a really great intuition about them. And so when she comes to me probably weekly and it's just like, Liz, something isn't right. And I'm like, okay, like let's talk about it. And she just knows, whether through family history or just like her, you know, time on the job and just having that interaction with a kid. So that's one of the main things I appreciate about her, for sure.
It's the best job. My biggest job is to just to help. I just want to help the staff, the students, you know, the parents, and I want them to be comfortable with me, you know, that they can say anything and we can help them. You know, if they're in a crisis, we can help them.
Cathy, I wish you the best of luck. I can't wait to see you in the neighborhood, hopefully taking walks. I hope you enjoy your family, and I hope you take some time for yourself and do some things that you haven't done over the past couple years while you've been taking care of the rest of us, because that's what you've really done for our school and for our district. And I feel really blessed to have known you over the past 4 years at Highland. So thank you for being our lead secretary.
Cathy, thanks for everything that you've done. The impact that you have made on me as a young administrator has been very valuable, and what you do for our families helps us all strive to be better. So thank you, Cathy, and best of luck and wishes, and enjoy the heck out of going and watching those grandkids. We love you.
I just feel really blessed. I really do. You know, I'm very lucky. I just thank the Hermiston School District. It's, you know, it's been a beautiful, beautiful journey.
My name is Linden Rock, and I'm a kindergarten teacher at Desert View, and I have been here for 14 years teaching kindergarten, all 14 years here.
Count by ones. Count by ones. To 100. 100. Are we ready to count?
I did my student teaching in kindergarten. I always wanted to teach kindergarten, but I started out and I taught first grade and then second grade, and then I came here and was interviewed, and they said, well, we have a kindergarten position, and I was like, oh, that's my dream. So here I am, and that's where I've stayed.
Do you want to share a little bit about it? What is that?
My goal has always been to make kindergarten a place where each child feels special and where each child likes school, because I want them to come back. So that's always kind of been my goal. I want them to be excited about learning, excited about school, and feel good about themselves so that they will keep on learning.
Good job. You're almost there. Ready to go. Keep working.
They are so innocent and so honest and so loving. I think every day I have students come in and they just, oh, Mrs. Mrock, I love you. Can I talk to you, Mrs. Mrock? And you know, they're wonderful. Sometimes they do call me mom or grandma. It's becoming grandma now, a little more often. But they just tell me like it is. I love it.
To me, she's like a mom figure. She's so endearing to the students, and she's loving and kind-hearted, and you just have to have a lot of patience, and it shows every day with Linda and her smile.
She has this ability to weave love and instruction into everything that she does. And when a child feels love, they do just blossom, and then the education just kind of happens. It's really neat. She works really hard on her practices, but then she just truly loves those kids with everything she has, and they feel it and they know it, and they just blossom in her room.
Linda's very patient, very compassionate, very caring and loving. She's like a mother hen, you know, huddling her chicks. I don't know what they're going to do without her. I wish I was in her team so I could see her funny side, because she has a funny side. And I've seen it from time to time, just because every time I go in there and ask for something, she's interacting with the students, and if something happens, she has this nice giggle.
How important is a sense of humor for a kindergarten teacher?
Oh, huge, huge. And I think if we have that sense of humor, then they can have that sense of humor, because they come in and they don't know what the expectations are. It's scary for them. So if they know that they can have fun and they can laugh and they can make mistakes and it's okay, then it becomes a much better place for them to be.
My first year there, we got introduced to 2 new kindergarten students who were diabetic. And that was a big task for Linda and I, because we wanted what was best for both of those students. We wanted to make sure that the diabetes was not the main focus in the classroom. Linda and I got really close by making sure that those students were well taken care of.
I will miss you and your encouragement and your hugs and just your consistency, and you will leave a big hole in this school.
Thank you for reassuring me on even the roughest days that sometimes that's just the way it is. And some days are rough, and it's not against me as a teacher. I questioned my teaching if this was the route for me many times, and you've always been there for me, encouraging me to push on. Thank you, Linda. I will miss you.
Thank you for all that you've done for me as the lead secretary for Desert View, and how easy it was to interact with her and her students and the 2 children that we had to take care of. Because without her love and support, I don't think I could have survived my first year, just because we had that huge responsibility.
Oh, no, I'll be back. I will be subbing. It will be very hard for me to walk away entirely. So, but I will be back. Bits and pieces.
Lorry Piersall, as probably most of you know. I worked at West Park for 5 years and for 22.5 years at Sandstone. I love kids. I always have. I would break dates in high school to babysit. Weekends I would have anywhere from 3 to 10 kids, and sometimes for a weekend while the parents were all out of town. I was PTA president at West Park, and I was in my 2nd or 3rd year as being president, and the principal called me on one day and asked if I was interested in working for the school district. I said, well, I'd have to think about it, because I already had a job. I had my own business doing alterations and sewing. And he said, well, I have a full-time kindergarten aide position open next year. And so I went home, talked to my husband, and decided to take it. And that was the start of it. I'm a classified, which I'm proud of. I did the detention room, and then I would coach tennis, So the kids saw the other side of me, not as being the mean person all the time, but it was never a dull moment. No 2 days for them to like. But I've had good relationships with kids not in middle school. They don't like anybody in middle school. But they come back later and say, I've learned, Mrs. Piersall, I've stayed out of trouble, thank you. So that's what keeps you going.
So Dolores' job was the PSR room, problem solving room, for those of you that don't know what that means. But anyways, she was really good at it. It was a room where students would go there to either do a quick timeout and kind of reflect on, you know, their behavior, or they just need a break. Okay, so that was the room that they would go to. And of course, also the kids who, you know, they were just having a bad day, you know, and decide to act up. Okay, so they would go and see Dolores, and they knew that once they got down there, it's over. It's over. And what I loved about it, she was very consistent.
Very consistent.
Very consistent, very professional with the kids, and also it was a learning environment, because not only did they had to write down what they did, you know, what should have happened, and this is probably what I need to say when I go back. She made sure that their grammar, they had to know how to write a complete sentence.
Her job is to be, you know, tough. And, you know, the kids that spend a lot of time with her, you know, it's like, you know, she would always try and figure out a way to make sure that they were going to pay their price, but do it in such a way that was fair for the kids. And that's not an easy task a lot of time with that job as the jailer, but she did a good job as a jailer.
I would no way wanted to been in her position. It takes a certain kind of person to do that, somebody with more patience than what I got.
Well, it did not make her super popular, but you know what? I think I spoke to some of the kids who had graduated like 10 years later, like, Miss Piersall is still there? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to stop by and see her. I'm like, really? He goes, oh man, does she still do this? And it was probably something crazy that, you know, that they just remember. She's always get on me about something, but they remember that, you know. So I think they remember more of Miss Piersall than they probably remember like all of the teachers who probably
Well, and kids need discipline, and that's actually what they're looking for.
Yeah, they need
in a caring way.
Yeah. Even though in middle school you're like, she don't care.
She's a funny gal. She is caring. She worked hard. She did a lot for education, as far as working with Greg Smith and other legislators to for education in the schools. She's not that kind of person that says, hey, look at me, you know, this is what I'm doing and stuff. But she cares for, you know, for the school and, like I said, the children, the students, you know, what's going on and how we can better our system.
She needs to be applauded. Yes. We love you.
You know what, Dolores, I just wish you the best of luck. You've spent a lot of time in public education. Thank you for all that you've done for all the kids around here, for me, for my wife, and I wish you and Spike the best. You deserve it, and I hope that your retirement fits you well. So good luck to you.
Hey, Dolores, man, you shouldn't have retired. I needed you. I still need you. So I hope you have awesome time with your retirement, with your free time. I know you'll be busy, and I know you'll continue to work for things that our students need, our schools, and behind the scenes. I know you've always done that, and I wish you luck. I'll miss you.
But hey, Dolores, I just want to say thank you. You are an amazing, amazing individual. I'm just blessed. I'm blessed that you were in my life, that you were a part of my life, and also my children.
Yeah, you were quite an addition to our school.
Yep, and very missed.
Yeah.
Very, very.
But we hope you're enjoying retirement.
Marie Smith, also known as Anna Marie Smith, and I've worked in special ed at Rocky Heights. I've also worked at Sandstone and West Park, and as long as I'm with the kids, I'm pretty happy. They're really so endearing, interesting. Over the years, I've learned a little sign language and a little Spanish, and kids are sponges and they soak it all up, so whatever way you communicate with them has always been a delight. 22 years in the Hermiston School District. Before that, I worked at Weston in the potato plant, so I know what some of the kids' parents go through with the shift work. So I think that has helped me to understand, some of the places they're coming from. I had some friends that worked in the school district, and they just enjoyed having the same hours as their children, and it sounded really good to me at the time too, because I had a daughter in the schools, and she was a challenging child, so I understood that also. With the kids that have more challenges, I think it was easier for me to accept because I came from a home where there was a child with challenges, and she had several friends that also had disabilities, and it just kind of builds, when one special needs child comes into your life, and you open up to what great people they are. And when I see the kids that have grown up over the years, and they'll say, "Do you remember me? Do you remember me?" And I always tell them I do. And get a big hug, and they can tell you, "Oh, you were the one that did this for me," or and you wonder sometimes how they turned out, but I feel like each one of us is a brick in their step to the next part of their lives, and some of the most difficult kids are the ones that appreciate it later on in their life that you were there for them.
I just want to say, Marie, and I'm sure everyone would echo this, how much I've enjoyed working with you these last 4 years. You came to Rocky the year I came to Rocky, and the thing about Marie, Marie was never afraid, or is never afraid, to advocate for kids. And it was not uncommon for her to pop up in my office or stop me as I'm walking by and say, "Now, Mr. Farley, have you thought about this?" And I always felt bad. I always felt like, oh geez, I should have thought about that. And so I will say, Marie, there were a couple times I kind of said, "Oh, Marie's coming, I'm going to go this way. Because she's going to tell me I'm doing something right now." But Marie was always never afraid to advocate for kids. She has a heart for kids, especially kids with special needs, and will just go out of her way and do everything she can to make sure kids feel safe, to make sure they know that there's an adult that cares about them. And I've always appreciated that about you.
Well, you have to be super flexible as a SPED assistant. You're running all over the place from helping one student to the next, and Marie was just always willing to do whatever it took to make sure that the students got what they needed and felt cared for. We have hard days, so to come back in after working with a student that was just hard, she was right there to brighten you up and bring you back to knowing that what you're doing is good and just lighten everything up.
Marie, again, I just can't tell you how much I've enjoyed working with you, and so we got you some flowers in Rocky colors, and then Ms. Evans' class put together some cards and letters for you, so please come on up. Give Marie a round of applause. And you are, yes. There you go. And I hope you won't be a stranger. You're going to come around, and I'm not a hugger, but I guess I'll give you, since you're retiring, I'll give you a hug. Okay.
The people that I have worked with in the school district, and especially at Rocky, have been the most upbeat, high energy people. I marvel at the amount of energy it takes to be a teacher, and they have such a drive for teaching the kids. That connection is so important and it's so special.
Paula Thompson. I worked with the school district for 15 years at Desert View and special ed as an assistant. I assist the teacher in kids that need extra help, and sometimes with behavior, sometimes just breaking things down so that they can learn in a little different way and help the teacher help the kids. I love kids and helping kids and just kind of the whole role of a mom, you know, and I just do it in school and just to help them and try not to mother them too much. I love helping all kids, but the special ed kids is just something else. I was with the district for 5 years before, and then for certain reasons one being our kids were growing up, and I wanted to be more flexible for them at home. But so I cleaned houses for 8 years, and then Mark Mobihill, his son, was in our scout group, and he was the principal there at Desert View. He kept trying to get me to come back to work there because he knew I'd been in special ed, and so it took a couple of years, and then I said okay, and I never regretted going back and working at school, and it's been really a great time. I have crosswalk duty, so I get to see him first thing in the morning, and I have crosswalk duty at the end of the day, and I get to see him go home. And I have playground duty and at lunchtime, so I get to see different kids then, so it's good. Kids are good.
She's a dear friend and colleague. She's one of the most caring people anyone will ever meet. Anything bad happens at Desert View, Paula's the first one in tears. Because she just really cares about everybody just so much.
I have met few people who care as deeply for the kids as she does. And I mean, she will, with some of our more impacted children, she will go the extra mile. She's gotten several of them into Boy Scouts, and she has met them outside of school so that to help continue build their social skills in different areas. When I think of Paula, what I think about is someone who, no matter how challenging a child may be or how challenging a problem may be that they're having, she dives right in and does everything she can to help that child be successful, and she takes everything with her children as a personal goal and works as hard as she can to make sure that they're successful. Paula, I love working with you. I am definitely going to miss you, and there will be a hole here at Desert View without you, and I hope that you keep up with the promise to come in and volunteer.
Paula, we're sure gonna miss you. Don't be a stranger. Come back and visit, and we'll shed a few more tears together.
Tears of laughter occasionally?
Yes, tears of laughter, tears of joy.
I will really miss the kids and just seeing everybody. I'll miss the adults too, you know. It's a good group of people at Desert View, and kids, adults, all of them.
I'm Tammy Watkins. I've been working for Hermiston School District for 25 years, and I'm the Title I reading teacher at West Park.
This word is like. Oh, good job, Nicole. What's that word? Like. Let's spell it. L-I-K-E, like.
I teach reading all day. It's the best job ever. It really is. I love it. I do. Because I love to read. So, and there's just nothing. You know, when a kid becomes a reader and they just are so excited about it, it's the best. It's just really the best.
Excellent. Last line, readers.
seeing a kid read for the first time and having them realize they're a reader, that's just a gift. I mean, I really feel like being a teacher, next to being a mom, and it's probably like the best decision I ever made. Besides, you know, maybe marrying my husband and having my kids, but really, it's like the best thing I ever did. And I think it'll go down as probably like one of the best things I ever did as a human being. So that feels pretty good.
Down, 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 the dark street they came.
I'm gonna miss the kids, I'm gonna miss the teaching, I'm gonna miss seeing all those victories and all those moments of joy. And I'm really gonna miss West Park. I'm gonna miss my teachers. You know, nobody gets a teacher like another teacher, right? I mean, we just get each other. And you know, because some people think that teaching is super easy, the 7:30 to 3:30, the summers off, and they're right, it's a good gig. It's a really good gig, especially when you have a family. But it's hard too. It's really stressful, it's really hard. And if you have people who, you know, that you love along the way and who take care of you and you take care of them, it makes a huge difference. It makes the hard a lot more bearable, and it makes the easy and the good stuff even more joyful. It's good stuff.
Tammy Watkins, what can we say? She is a delight. She's light and laughter, and the kids delight in her. We delight in having her at our school. She brings such joy and happiness to everything and everyone.
Yes.
The kids adore her. They are sad when they graduate out of her room, and she will be hard to replace.
Tammy, when I walk by your classroom, I just want to be a better teacher. It is so enjoyable to listen to your voice and to hear you talk to kids. And as a teacher, you just say, get it together. Like, I want to be like Tammy. She does that every hour with new kids every day. And how many times can you talk about long vowels? And how many times can you talk about interventions? And you're so fresh and you're positive. And the way that you speak to always turn it around to something incredible is such a gift.
So, Tammy, you are an expert in your field. I am privileged to have taught with you all of these years, and I will miss you so big. Our conversations, our critique of how everything is going in education, and talking about your little ones that you love so dearly. So enjoy your time off, and don't forget that it's time to change your email address now. I love you dearly. Enjoy your time.
I will not miss you because I still expect monthly coffee dates. So I plan on seeing you a lot. And I think I speak for everyone on the staff that we just wish you the very, very best. We love you. We are grateful to have you in our lives, and you have been a gift.
I just want you to know how much I appreciate you. And sorry, Kath. I'll say this in her video too. But no one has done it better. No one, Tammy. No one has done it better than you.
It was a good run. Yeah, I mean 25 years. I thought I'd make it to 30, but I'm pretty happy with 25. I feel like it was all worthwhile. Like I said, I think I'll look back and feel like it's one of the best things I've ever done. I already do feel like that.
I don't mean the bloops. Oh look, he's put on his makeup.
Can you make it like my face blurry?
I don't have cilantro on my cheek, do I?
Why?
No.
Is this a little note here in the way?
No, you're just as if you guys look like an anchor team. It's just kind of a shot from.
How's the weather today?
Weather is crappy. Is that good?
Worked, she blah 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 blah.
Time out. I gotta get a drink of water real quick. I feel like I got a frog.
Do you want to get me a mint? Is that what you're saying?
No.
Quit trying to and move out of the shot.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just nervous.
If you want honest conversation, talk to a 5-year-old. They will give you honesty. I had a kid one time tell me, she goes, "Your lips are so interesting," and I'm like, "Oh, thank you." And she goes, "They're so crinkly." And it was like,
Oh golly, you're gonna have to edit this.
Yeah, I do. I feel like it was what I was meant to do. Yeah. Who wouldn't want to spend their day with little people? Well, some people wouldn't, but I like it. A lot of body fluid, but that's all right. That's the only downside. That's the only, a lot of boogers, man.
Do you think that'll offend people?
Whatever, Carol, let's go.
Nope, I guess we're done.